start this time?
No, you go. I liked what happened there.
My name's Mason.
And my name's Alex.
Together we are No Slouch.
No Ouch.
So now we're going to be talking about some postures that we commonly see in our day-to-day business. And what we say in the business is static postures, big terms for just staying in one position too long. So let's say Alex here is working on homework for the day, and he's sitting in his desk chair. It's really easy for him to slouch forward. His head starts coming forward, and those elbows start creeping away, and you suddenly look like you shifted off to one side. So this is not something we want to see. So for this, we want you to sit up nice and straight. Think about getting those shoulders back, head back, elbows to the sides, here. So when we're doing this kind of stuff, working on a computer, working at our jobs, it's really easy for us to start getting into this position. It's normal for our bodies to do this. And that's something we want to address. So we want to be able to reassess, think about where you are throughout the day, if you can be here or here. And that's kind of our next section of talking about habits of this. So any thoughts?
Well, and being in the slouch posture isn't inherently bad for your body, but staying there is. And so what we want to encourage is kind of moving more often and moving mindfully. So we're going to have exercises and things that will target ways so that it prompts us to stand up a little bit taller, or that we're allowing ourselves to move in our desk. And it doesn't always mean that we have to necessarily get up and take a walk around. Sometimes our jobs are kind of busy and we have a lot to do, and that's why we end up staying focused and getting in those postures. But trying to build a system that allows you to prompt yourself to move every once in a while. And there's some benefits to that. Kind of moving around, you'll notice that you'll have less aches and pains. Depending on what you're able to do, if you're able to walk around a little bit more, or even set yourself up with a standing location, that might help with some weight control and, just kind of making the job of being at a desk a little bit easier.
Yeah, and you said something about maintaining a healthy weight. Part of that is also shoes, in my opinion. If you wear these shoes, it drives me nuts. People wear really worn out shoes or heels that they're uncomfortable walking in. And that just leads to more bad habits, like avoiding walking and avoiding standing up and moving around. And that's something we really want to avoid, so make sure you have comfortable shoes that you want to wear and are comfortable moving around it.
Yeah. And there's always a case for, nice shoes that are going to be,
True.
like a little bit less, a little bit less comfortable or a little bit less ergonomic for you. But we just advocate for limiting that for your general day-to-day to help kind of with your feet, help with your posture, help with moving around, and you'll kind of see some other improvements with that as well. Do you have any thoughts on how to improve, or what we're kind of going to do here?
Well, I think the first thing to address is kind of our height of our workstations. So this is kind of ideal height right here for me.
Yeah.
As I'm very comfortable sitting at this desk and having a nice chair, keeping your body in the right alignment.
Yep.
Otherwise, if you have something too high, you look like a T-Rex.
Yep.
And that's not okay.
No.
If you have something too low, you get down here and you're just turning into a hunchback again. So that's something I would say.
I would say going kind of along that line too is like have a seat where you can have both feet flat on the floor, and not that you're going to constantly stay there. But it allows you to inch forward towards the edge of the chair, use a little bit less of that backrest, and then kind of engage some of the muscles in your back and in your core. And that automatically kind of prompts us to sit up a little bit too. So getting a little bit of ways from that backrest can kind of help out with that. And ideal seat height can be a big piece of that.
Because you want your back to stay straight. You don't want to have your hips rolling forward or rolling too far back, because that's just going to put a lot of stress on your spine, on your discs, and the muscles in your back. So,
and we'll explain that more. Again, our spine and our disc go through a lot in a day to day, and they take a beating.
True.
So we're just trying to help them out.
So bad posture to me kind of talks about slumping or slouching forward, and this can cause our body to be misaligned. So what that does is the body learns to what we call compensate. So it's trying to do things it wouldn't normally do for that alignment. So when you're here, you're all of a sudden you're putting stress on different muscles that wouldn't normally be stressed. You're kind of putting stress on ligaments that wouldn't also be stressed normally with good posture. So we see is commonly this will be the cause of neck pain, back pain, some shoulder pain sometimes as well. And then you get what we talked about earlier, decreased flexibility of your hamstrings leading to that nerve pain through the back of your leg.
Yeah.
So that all influences how your joints move and how your body reacts to sitting down even or walking around throughout your day. So this can lead to increased risk of falling. It can affect your balance. It can even lead to more difficulties digesting food because of that forward posture and kind of compressing your digestive system. And also makes breathing harder if you're coming forward and compressing your lungs.
Right. And, you know, just to keep in mind, some of this stuff kind of does sound a little bit scary just with how we have to term it.
Mm-hmm.
But really, these are natural things that everybody has. Everybody has some level of imbalance issues with their muscles pulling sometimes on different sides. I have a hamstring that's tighter than the other hamstring.
My shoulders farther forward because I was a pitcher.
Right.
Something
Yeah.
like that.
So we're all weird in our own way. But that doesn't mean that when we're trying to correct our posture, that these issues don't resolve themselves. So this isn't anything like
unfixable.
right. It for the most part, and there's special cases with that. But as we kind of delve into talking about muscles and talking about how our bones and our joints and things fit together, some of the things kind of sound a little off-putting sometimes, but really you were able to get into that position at one point, and you are able to get out of it, and that's when we're going to generally see some of that relief. So, but that comes to the old PT saying,
motion is lotion.
Motion is lotion. So we are trying to move our bodies in a way that facilitates that movement and that allows us to live a more pain-free life.
Yep. So yeah, moving also helps you increase your strength and realign everything and teaches your nervous system that hey, it's okay to move back into this position, because that's another part of it that we don't think about a lot is your brain gets used to being in that position and says, oh, this is my new normal. So really what we're trying to do with this stuff is just give you a new normal.
Right. And the brain acts very similar to a computer, and when you say you plug in a mouse or you plug in a new keyboard, it likes to know where things are. And sometimes the result of posture or static staying in one place for a long time is that the body gets used to that being in a place where it shouldn't be. And so you kind of have that cross signal, signals from the brain that are telling your body that you might be in the wrong spot or in the right spot when your muscles are kind of paying a little bit of a price and causing a little bit of extra pain there.
Speaking of programming, when we're doing like our reps, our exercises for the rest of these videos, those shorter videos, when we're talking about what to do if and how to do these exercises, we're thinking about doing them kind of that brain-centric pattern, that reprogramming. So we're going to do a lot of high repetitions, no weights, just trying to get you to learn those patterns. And we're going to be able to do those for shorter spurts and more frequently throughout the day. So kind of as many as you can do throughout your hour sitting at your desk, just trying to do exercises.
And, just as with that, doing more repetition sounds a little bit scary, but none of this should hurt. So if there is pain being caused with it, that's not an exercise that we want you to continue to do. So we're not going on the no pain, no gain operation. It does not work for these type of applications. We're trying to get something that feels good. We're trying to move you in directions that help alleviate the pain or alleviate some of that tightness that you're feeling at your desk.
Yeah, and I think with that we can move into working on exercises. Here we go.
So for all of the other, or any information that you see here on YouTube, you can also find on our webpage, link in the description down below. Thanks, Zach.
Yep.
And if you have any questions, feel free to drop a comment or email us at our
No Slouch No Ouch at gmail.com.
Yep.
I think.